Last episode, we traced money to the center of the divorce crisis. But money is just one kind of distance that can open up between two people. This episode, we explore a quieter threat, one that doesn't announce itself. The silence that settles in. And the damage it quietly does. 65% of couples say they stopped truly talking long before the divorce. Not arguing. Not fighting. Just stopping. The conversations became logistics. The check-ins became hollow. And slowly, two people who once told each other everything became strangers sharing a house. It's rarely a screaming match that ends a marriage. More often, it's a gradual quiet. The conversations that stop happening. The questions that stop being asked. The slow withdrawal of one person, or both, from the emotional life they used to share. 69% of divorcing couples report severe communication breakdown. That's not just disagreement, that's a fundamental inability to reach each other. They may be in the same room, sleeping in the same bed, but the emotional connection had already been severed long before anyone said the word divorce. Researcher John Gottman identified 4 communication patterns that predict divorce with over 90% accuracy. He called them the 4 Horsemen: criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. Not occasional conflict. Not disagreement. These are patterns. And every one of them begins as a form of emotional silence. 20 minutes. That's how long the average couple spends in meaningful conversation each week. 20 minutes. In 168 hours. Not catching up. Not connecting. 20 minutes of actually seeing each other. Stonewalling is perhaps the most destructive of the 4 patterns. It means shutting down, going emotionally blank, refusing to engage, leaving the room without leaving the room. Research shows that stonewalling floods the nervous system as powerfully as a physical threat. For the person on the receiving end, it doesn't feel like distance. It feels like abandonment. 85% of the stonewalling in relationships is done by men. That's not a judgment, it's a pattern that reflects how differently men and women are taught to handle emotional overwhelm. Men tend to withdraw. Women tend to pursue. And in that gap, that pursuer and withdrawer dance, marriages quietly break apart. There's a window, a moment in every troubled marriage, when help is still possible. Research tells us that most couples miss it. They wait. They hope things will improve on their own. And by the time they seek help, they've often already crossed a threshold where silence isn't a pause anymore. It's a verdict. 6 years. That's how long the average couple waits before seeking professional help. 6 years of building resentment. 6 years of unmet needs going unspoken. By the time they're sitting in a therapist's office, the marriage often ended years ago. Behind every quiet marriage is a history of words that were never said. Needs that were never named. Pain that was never acknowledged. Love that tried, and slowly starved for want of words. Silence isn't neutral. It isn't safe. It is, in the end, the loudest thing in the room. In our next episode, The Affair, we look at the data behind infidelity, who does it, why, and what it really means. Because the numbers may surprise you. Subscribe now, and we'll see you there.